Are you saying that you engineered these anomalous species to take over the world, and they escaped?
Joe, I hadn't planned to release this kind of information to the public, but after seeing all the carnage, I knew I needed to come and speak out. I'd perused through hundreds of strange encounters, dozens of undocumented paradoxes under Operation Mirage. We targeted these so-called extinct creatures, capturing them to analyze back in the lab. Joe, I was basically coerced through the organization, modifying these creatures to achieve a new species through morphological adjustment. My role was to engineer these nightmarish creatures unfolding such unstoppable beasts, but I never knew what the higher-ups of this organization were truly using these creatures for. And so, many months in, I'd finally cracked the exact coordinates of this creature under the name Arcane's Vault. We sent out a fleet of men to capture this one-of-a-kind specimen, but little did I know, it was a great mistake. We brought this creature back to our lab, using the coordinates to the facility it was in. And as soon as I opened the facility unit, I saw it. It was something you almost wished you hadn't. My heart skipped a beat as I stared at this creature, and it stared back at me. I see the jagged two horns with needle-like teeth as it stares deep into my soul. My eyes fill with horror as I'm thinking to myself, what on earth are they using this specimen for? And so I quickly get assigned by the head researcher to develop an altered creature combining the DNA of this newly found creature with another species to formulate a nightmarish creature. I remember seeing lots of these new visitors with guest passes entering the containment unit this creature lay within. They all seemed to dress well, wearing tailored suits with luxury watches, as if they were bidding for these one-of-a-kind creatures that I'd created as though they were collector's items. And so, with curiosity piqued, I tailed them as they walked through this narrow, long corridor and into this dark room. But little did I know, I was about to make a grave mistake. It was unsettling, shivers running down my spine as I walk through the dark corridor. I see a huge, fortified door towards the end of this corridor labeled, "Do not open." And, boy, do I wish I hadn't. But stirred with unexplained questions, I scanned that key card opening the door. And as soon as I went in, I was shocked to see what I'd found. It was breathtaking. They were planning to release these creatures into targeted locations, unleashing havoc and destruction. The selected countries were Canada, Russia, Spain, Turkey, and Iraq. Terror gripped me as I'd basically crafted many ruthless species designed to have little or no weak points. I delved deeper, scanning over every file possible to figure out what this organization's main goal was. Power and control over every country, emitting fear into the world. Joe, they were planning to take over Earth. I'd then come across the controls panel. It was an emergency release button, granting me full access to release every creature from containment. And then a chilling shadow entered the room. It was the head researcher. I remember the look he gave me as I said to the head researcher, why on earth are we releasing these things? At which point he kind of looked at me with wide, fearful eyes, shocked that I'd found out. And he goes, "You finally figured it out." I just cut him off and I'm like, "Sir, what are we doing?" He just said to me, "William, the agency always requires us to release new anomalous species into targeted areas." At this point, I'm kind of startled as I say to him, "To gain what?" And he goes, "Power." I just say to him, "Why didn't you tell me?" In that moment, I knew something was wrong as he chuckled under his breath as he's like, "Agent William, I'm afraid our time has run out. It's a shame you won't be here to see what comes next." Fear surged through my veins and I just panicked. My hand straight away reached the emergency button, pressed it, and I could hear the doors of all these containment chambers open. I just released all these anomalous species from confinement. The look the head researcher gave me. And so I just darted out of the room, through the corridor and out the emergency exit. I'd released these creatures into U.S. American grounds.